was supposed to put out this video at the end of the month before I went on vacation, but I had some significant audio issues and I was like, dang it, I gotta re-record everything and then I gotta do it when I come back. So this video is coming out a little bit later than normal. It is my indie game radar for the end of July. Gonna be a little bit truncated, a little bit smaller than some of my other indie game radars. Talk about some things that I've played over the month of July. Talk about some games that I'm excited to play that have already come out in the month of August, as well as some fun thing in the community section that you definitely want to stick around for. Talking about all the games that we played in the Good Game Lobby community up until this point, as well as a game coming out next month as well as some early access updates. But without any further ado, let's jump right into it. There's some games that I didn't have full videos for the month of July, but I did still play them last month. And the first game I want to talk about is Maseylia, Echoes of the Past. That did come out in June, so I didn't play it until late July, but this game was very fun. I already talked about it already in terms of the demo. The gameplay itself was really fun. I really love the movement and how fast you move. And as you increase in power in this game, the abilities get crazy to the point where you're basically a Superman across water. I love the different movement abilities, and that's the beauty of games like this and Metroidvanias. As you increase in power, as you gain more abilities, your movement and the ability to interact with the environment just increases exponentially. I think the exploration is definitely a high point in this game. The combat, not so much. Didn't really like the combat as much. You only get two combat variations, that being the bow and that being the staff. You do get a sword later on. It's kind of a legendary sword. The enemies aren't as exciting to combat. The bosses themselves are fun in and of themselves, but they're pretty easy. You can kind of jank them out and kind of cheese them out, especially with the various movement abilities. But the exploration, the music, the vibe of Maseylia, Echoes of the Past is really what makes this game stand out. Hope the combat improves later on, but it was a fun game. Definitely check out Maseylia, Echoes of the Past. This is a two-man game, so hopefully you checked out that game. The next game up was Vampire Hunters. You know I'm a big fan of roguelikes on the channel, and I love a great first-person roguelike where it gets insane from the moment you boot it up. This game came out in 2024, so it's a fairly old game, but they did recently put out some updates that made the game a little bit more fun, a little bit more content updates, so more guns, more enemies, more stages, all that stuff. And man, playing this game was so much fun because you get to equip about 15 different guns and a bunch of different side items and a bunch of different passives to make your character just insane as you play the game. I love this game, especially the waves of enemies that will come out. You're basically fighting bosses like the Rock Scorpion King and various different types of bosses that will just overwhelm you, but you can overwhelm them with the amount of guns that you have on you at any given time. You can mix and match the various combinations of different guns. Sometimes you can just run with the same gun. You can equip a bunch of different miniguns, a bunch of different pistols, some elemental pistols, some different passive. Yeah, this is a lot of crazy. There's a lot going on in Vampire Hunters, and the runs are so fun and they're so addicting. I spent a lot of time playing Vampire Hunters. A very fun game. If you haven't checked out Vampire Hunters already, I highly recommend it. If you want a good first-person vampire survivor style roguelike, but it gives you right in the action. I think that's why I like this game so much, because you are literally in the action. Because most games like a Vampire Survivors is kind of third person. You're just kind of seeing everything around you, but with the game like this, you can see everything just coming at you in crazy waves, and you get to just mow them down with the amount of bullets and the amount of guns that you have. So yeah, very fun Vampire Hunters. Check that one out. I finally started playing Mina the Hollower, and my goodness, this game is really fun. I can see the magic that everybody is talking about. This is a fantastic, but also very difficult Metroidvania style game. Very retro. You can see the retro style influences, but it is a lot of fun. I can see how good this game is going to be, and I can see how this is going to be game of the year for a lot of people. I don't know if that's going to be the way for me. It's kind of trending that way, but this game is hard. There's a lot going on. I'm still trying to figure out the map, trying to figure out how to get to the various places that I need to go. It's pretty difficult because it doesn't really hold your hand, but the combat itself is fun. I love the ability to just burrow down in the ground and jump the platforms and use all the various different sidearms and abilities and getting all the bones to upgrade your various stats as well. Yeah, this game is fun. Again, like I said, I can see the fun in Mina the Hollower. I'm not too far into it, but I can't wait to see how far I can get into this game and to see if this is going to be a game of the year contender. I don't know yet. I'm still pretty early in the game, but so far it's looking like a great game to me. Love Mina the Howler. Let me know if you're playing. Let me know if you finished it. No spoilers in the comments, but I want to know how you feel about Mina the Howler down in the comments. Few early access updates as in games I've been playing. The first one, of course, is Dead as Disco, which has had a couple of different updates over the last few weeks. One just came out pretty recently. I highly recommend, before I even say anything, I've talked about this a couple of different times, pick up the game right now. It is on sale, 20% off until August the 17th. So currently it is at $19.99. It is a fantastic price for a great game. I highly recommend you pick this game up. If you want to know more about what this game is about, check out the couple of videos that I've talked about already on Dead as Disco. But wanted to talk about a couple of updates that they have made to the game. The first most recent one is the Midsummer update, which included a beach stage, a number of different type of cosmetic updates where you can get like a comfortable beach outfit. You can just some cosmetics in a different stage, some quality of life features, some more songs, and also the same thing with the update before that, which has added some more songs, more customization, better quality of life features, better ways to see your character. So yeah, some good quality of life updates so far with a number of different additions, different types of enemies, different types of songs, different types of stages. So yeah, they've been just consistently updating Dead as Disco as we go forth in this early access period. The final update, which is kind of going to release sometime towards the end of the summer, we'll have a brand new boss that will come out at the end of the summer. I'm so excited to see what that boss is going to be. I've loved all the bosses so far. If you want to see me talking about those bosses and ranking all the different songs, check that video out as well. But Dead as Disco is a fun game. I consistently come back to this game if I want to play a good, fun, music-based beat 'em up with all the different types of genres they're in. But Dead as Disco, check this out. It's on sale until August 17th. Yeah, it's a great game. Check it out now. The most recent early access game that came out on August the 3rd is Anomaly President. I played the first Anomaly Agent game and I love that one. It's a very fun beat 'em up action roguelike, and this game improves on that significantly, giving you base building, the ability to use different type of anomaly powers to gain votes and take down the various presidential candidates in any way you can. This is a very fun game. I am loving this game a lot. Put a lot of time into it so far, collecting the various different anomaly powers and going through different runs, gathering votes, and also doing the base building. So the early access period just started, and reading the Steam page, they don't really know how long this game is going to take in early access. In fact, a quote from the developers that says, "We plan for Anomaly President to be in early access for at least 1 year. However, this duration may be extended based on player feedback and needs. While it's challenging to provide a precise timeline, we will keep you informed about our plans at every stage." And the early access stage is built on 3 core pillars: action, base building, and exploration. We're putting significant effort into each of these elements, but in a game with high replayability like this, player feedback is crucial. Your input will allow us to refine even the smallest details in the game. More importantly, it will help us implement our full vision more effectively in the final release. So it is up to us and the community to tell the devs how this game is, and so far I'm liking the game. Again, I haven't had any significant issues so far. The story, they said in the Steam page, is not finished yet. There's some of the map that's not all the way filled up, but there's much content as there can be right now in this early access period, and it will update as we go along. I am for sure going to keep on tabs with Anomaly President because I love the first game, Anomaly Agent. So yeah, if you liked Anomaly Agent, Anomaly President is going to be right up your alley, and it's great and it improves on a lot of what the first game did. Check out Anomaly President. I've said it once and I'll say it again, join the Good Game Lobby Discord, because every month we have a game of the month that we play as a community, and then we have a nice chat at the end of the month talking about the game, some of the systems, what we liked, what we didn't like, just a nice chat about the game in and of itself. And I'm gonna kind of recap all the games that we've played so far in the community, just to kind of give you a sense of all the games that we played, as well as the game that we're playing right now in the month of August, and then the game that we're going to be playing in the month of September. So the first game we played at the beginning of the year in January was Undertale, and I actually didn't like Undertale as much as I thought I would. I thought Undertale was like, it's kind of one of the big indie games that you have to play whenever you get into the indie game space. This is kind of like the RPG. Toby Fox always cooks when he makes games like this, and I personally did not really get into it. I kind of like the vibe of it so far, but I just couldn't really get all the way into it. Didn't really finish the game at all. So, but I do see why people like it. I'm not totally into the Undertale style gameplay. I don't really know. It just wasn't really really for me. So I got as far as I could into it, and then I dropped the game. I was like, yeah, I just couldn't get to it. But there were those that loved it in the community. So if you want to jump in and look at over all the chats and talk to people who played Undertale, talk to them and let them know how you feel and let them know what you liked or disliked about Undertale. But in the month of February, we played Cult of the Lamb. And Cult of the Lamb, I played a lot on Switch, and then I played a lot on the PC. So I bought it twice, and I love the game. Had a number of different updates that came out. It came out Woolhaven in February, so that's why we played it in February for that most recent DLC. And Cult of the Lamb, if you know anything about it, it is a fantastic game. Very brutal, very fun. It's basically Animal Crossing with a darker twist on it. You are creating a literal cult to worship you. You will literally grow through the power of worshiping and growing your cult. The idea behind it is very crazy. Has a lot of fun gameplay. The art style is very unique and very fun. Yeah, check out Cult of the Lamb if you haven't already. And then going into March, we played Dredge, which is a very fun boat game. If you don't know what Dredge is, it's essentially like a boating game with a Cthulhu type of twist where you have to manage various resources, all the fish that you catch, with also having to deal with the darker elements of the environment that you're in. But yeah, Dredge was definitely one of those games of the year in the indie games when it came out back in the day. But yeah, Dredge is a game that you played. I didn't really get to this one. I played a little bit back in the day on Switch, but I didn't really get to this one in March because I was playing a number of different other games. But the community did play that over the month of March. And then moving into April, I played with the community Chants of Sonar, which I'm so glad that I got to play this game finally, because this is a very fun language-based game. If you're not sure what Chants of Sonar is, essentially what you're doing is you're going through various areas of this game and you're literally learning the language through various glyphs, through various objects that you interact with, and through that you kind of guess what the words are. And as you progress and as things kind of fill out, the language gets filled out for you, and then you get to the point where you're essentially fluent in the various languages, and that increases as you progress throughout the game. And as you increase the language, it gets a little bit more complex, and you have to learn other different languages from the languages you go. So there's stages that will build upon each other. So you learn one language here, and you learn that language here in another section, because they kind of blend the two. And it's a very fun and cerebral type of game. I just love how this game looks. A very fun game. I loved playing Chants of Sonar in April. And then in May, we played Disco Elysium, which is a highly recommended indie game. If you know anything about Disco Elysium, it's a fun CRPG. It is one of these CRPGs that a lot of people have taken inspiration from. Esoteric Ebb, which came out earlier this year, takes inspiration from Disco Elysium with the various different paths, all the different voices. The final cut that we played is fully voice acted, so you have all the different types of personalities, that all the different voices that you interact with as well. So yeah, Disco Elysium is that game. If you haven't played one of the most hyped indie game CRPGs of Disco Elysium, check that out. That's what we played over the month of May. And then moving into June, we played Tunic, which is also a very highly recommended indie game, kind of the Zelda-like inspiration there. But I loved Tunic. The vibe of Tunic was amazing. I loved playing that over the month of June. I actually had an opportunity to jump in the call. A lot of these I don't get an opportunity to jump in the calls because there's just different times. It doesn't always coincide with my schedule, but I still like to talk to people in that community. I was able to talk about Tunic in that call that we had, and it was a lot of fun. I love Tunic. I did not expect the game of Tunic to go down the route that it did. If you don't know anything about Tunic, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but as the game progresses, the story just gets more and more complex and interesting. I love the fact that the manual gets filled out as you collect the pages in the game, and allows you to figure out more of the story, more of the lore of the game, and you can get very deep into the lore. The combat in and of itself is fun. The puzzle solving is fun. The vibes are fun. The music is amazing. I listen to the soundtrack a lot after I finish the game. It is a very fun game. Also, some good accessibility features. I finished this game with turning on some accessibility features with the ability not to get hit, because this game is hard. It's a Souls-like type of game, and for a game like this, I just wanted to really explore and enjoy the vibe of the game, not so much dealing with the combat, because the combat itself is kind of a backdrop to the exploration and the vibe, and just in my opinion. So that's why I turned on the accessibility features for this game, but you don't really have to. You can kind of get through the game at a normal pace if you want to. But yeah, Tunic was a fantastic game. I'm so glad I finally got to play that one. For July, we played Ghost Trick. If you're not familiar with Ghost Trick, it's one of Capcom's kind of hidden gem type of games. It's made by the same people who made Ace Attorney. Essentially what you are doing is you are tricking between various different objects to solve puzzles in order to move on to the next thing, and you have a death counter that you have to solve in time. I personally didn't get to play this one as much. I played the demo a long time ago on Switch, so this is kind of a release that came out on Steam. But yeah, Ghost Trick was a fun game. I love the charm of this game, but there was a lot of talking. A lot of the runtime comes from just the dialogue, and it makes sense because this is the same people who made Ace Attorney, which has a ton of dialogue. The gameplay in and of itself is fun because you are trying to interact with the various objects in order to make them fall, or to open up a door, or to distract an enemy from killing you or killing the person that you're trying to protect as well. If you're looking for kind of a hidden gem in the Capcom library, Ghost Trick is definitely one to check out. And now in the month of August, we are playing Big Walk, which just came out recently. Big Walk is a co-op type of game on the similar level as Peak, and I've seen some clips from people in the community and they've been able to jump in, and it's been a lot of fun. I need to at some point jump in myself, but I haven't had time because of my own schedule. If I had infinite amount of time, I would definitely jump into Big Walk and definitely jump in with the community. It's a very highly community focused game for the month of August, so jump in to the Good Game Lobby Discord if you want to jump into talking about Big Walk. There are people be posting all the time about when they're jumping in, people from all over the world, from Europe to the US. So if you want to jump in with us playing Big Walk for the month of August, definitely do that as well. And then moving on into the month of September, we're going to be playing Firewatch, which is one of those games that people talk about a lot. It's a short story-based indie game involving exploration, which has a pretty heartwarming story. I remember playing this way back in the day on Switch. Didn't finish it, so now I'll get a chance to finish it as well. Not a very long game, but I can't wait to dive into Firewatch in the month of December, when I know that games are going to be really crazy because there's going to be a lot of games releasing in the month of September. But Firewatch is going to be one to check out during the month of December. So like I said, highly recommend you join the Good Game Lobby Discord, where you can interact with all the people in the Discord as well, and also put your picks in for the end of the year when we talk about games that are going to be playing in October, November, and December. So if you want to know the games that are going to be playing, jump in. You can put your own picks, and then we will vote on them to see what games we're going to be playing in the end of the year. Yeah, so jump in to the Discord, hang out with some fun people, play some games, especially Big Walk that we're playing in August. So yeah, love being a part of the community. Shout out to Say, aka Good Game Lobby himself, for creating this community and for allowing me to be a part of it, so I can always talk about it at any point. Join Discord right now. And now to wrap up this video, I'm going to be taking a page out of my buddy the Dan Good Show's games to watch in the month of August. So I'm going to talk about some games that I've had on my wish list for a while, that some of them have already come out so far because I'm late on this video, but I'm going to be talking about them anyway. The first game I'm going to talk about is Beast of a Reincarnation, which is not an indie game. It's developed by Game Freak and then published by Fictions. This is an action RPG with a fusion of real-time and turn-based combat. Experience the innovative one-person, one-dog action RPG and the beautiful yet harsh world of Beast of Reincarnation. What awaits at the end of Enma and Co.'s journey. So far, this game is receiving mixed reviews on Steam. Has to do with a lot of various performance and also some combat related issues. Some people that have spent a lot of time on the game. So this game is not looking as good as it should based on the amount of reception that it's received over the last few months. So I'm curious, maybe because of the price of what this game costs. This costs about $60, so it's at a premium price. You can pay for the deluxe edition at $70 as well. So maybe for the price, it's just not where it needs to be, and maybe people are just calling this kind of middle of the road. So maybe because of the high price, it's just not hitting to where it should be. So I'm not sure. I really didn't get a chance to play this one yet, and maybe I'll check this out at some point down the line, maybe on a sale. It's a little bit too expensive for my blood, to be honest with you, but I do want to see where this game goes. Maybe the devs themselves updated the game, but if you're playing Beast of Reincarnation right now, let me know how it is. Is this a good game? How are you feeling about it? Do you feel mixed about it so far? Are the controls good? Is the performance good? I'm just curious about this game. So yeah, Beast of Reincarnation, it looks good from what I saw of the gameplay, but maybe the game didn't really live up to the hype of what people had for it. But for me, it looks pretty good, but maybe I'll just have to check it out for myself at some point. I talked about this at the beginning of the year, but maybe some of y'all missed this game. This is Ambrosia Sky. It came out with this first act at the end of last year, and just recently it came out with Act 2. If you don't know what Ambrosia Sky is. It's an immersive sim about exploring an asteroid colony devastated by an unknown contamination, survive and harvest strains of hostile alien fungi, explore treacherous environments, and find meaning and beauty in so much death. This is a very fun game that has a lot of good story elements, kind of like a power wash simulator but in space. So there's that, but the story kind of drives the narrative, and Act 1 was actually really fun, and Act 2 came out on August the 6th, so just a few days ago. And yeah, I haven't played it yet, and I'm gonna jump into it at some point, but I loved Act 1. The first act wasn't even that long, it's about 3 hours, so I'm assuming that Act 2 won't be as long as well. But also just learning more about this world that you're in, and learning about Dahlia, the main character, why she is the way that she is, and reading and listening to audio logs from the people that she interacted with in the past, and kind of the whole backstory of why she's even on this planet that she's on, solving this contamination, trying to figure out, you're also trying to figure out a cure by harvesting data from the dead. And there's a beautiful sequence in this game that has that, and you are learning more about the people that you have harvested and extracted these resources from. So yeah, Ambrosia Sky, if you haven't checked this one out, if you want a nice immersive sim where you're basically power washing in space, Ambrosia Sky, Act 1 and Act 2 is out for you right now. Check it out. I heard a fair amount of buzz about this game Sovereign Tower, which came out on August the 6th. So play as the sovereign of a magical tower in this story-rich round-table management RPG. Recruit eccentric knights, assign quests, and balance egos whilst carving out your kingdom's destiny. If destiny doesn't go your way, keep turning back time, uncover secrets, and rewrite fate again and again. I think the thing that captures me the most about this game is the artwork. The artwork looks immaculate and really fun. It's a medieval visual novel where your choices matter, and yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a demo available if you want to check this game out for yourself, which I am going to do, just to see if I really enjoy it, to see if I like this type of game. It's a game I not really would find myself in, but I'm always down to try a new different type of game and something that's really interesting. Yeah, so Sovereign Tower is out. If you want to check it out already, check this one out. It seems to be really interesting. That's Sovereign Tower. Now, a game that's more up my alley, this is Mortal Shell 2. Their flesh is your weapon. Mortal Shell 2 is a standalone sequel action RPG with adrenaline charged high stakes combat, possess warrior shells, dethrone false gods, redeem a ravaged world. I remember the first Mortal Shell not being very good from my understanding. Didn't play that one, but Mortal Shell looks to improve on that significantly, and it looks way better. This game comes out on August the 20th. There's a demo available right now if you want to check it out, or you can also pre-order the game right now for $50, or if you want to get the Devout edition, which is $60. I don't know if it's well worth a purchase, but that's why they have a demo if you want to check that one out. But it has that dark fantasy vibe that a lot of people are into. So if you're into if you liked Mortal Shell 1, Mortal Shell 2 comes out on August the 20th. I'm definitely gonna check this one out by playing the demo to see if this is something I'm going to pick up for sure. But yeah, that's Mortal Shell 2. And the last one I'll talk about, which is a game that is heavily inspired by Hades. This is Grim Trials. This comes out on August the 20th as well. Prove your worth, hack and blast your way through the Grim Trials, explore the afterlife of the Academy, a training ground for aspiring Grim Reapers, befriend fellow Reapers, learn from your mentors, and uncover the secrets of your life and love before your death. Yeah, this is heavily inspired by Hades and Hades 2, down to the vibe, down to just the character looks. I mean, the art style is a little bit different than the stuff of Supergiant, but again, this is a heavily inspired game, and hey, I don't hate it. I love it when games takes inspiration. There's a clear inspiration behind it, but hey, I just want to see what this game has to offer, to see what is different about this game. You're already playing as a Grim Reaper, so it's a little bit different. You're using a scythe, which you can use in Hades too, but it seems to be your main weapon. It says it's a heavy metal action roguelike where you craft and customize your own weapons and equipment to embrace death your way. Play as Evelyn, a young woman who has met her untimely end and found herself recruited as one of Death's many Reapers, tasked to hunt down impure souls, face her demons, and fight her way through an underworld of her own making. Evelyn must endure these trials to become a full-fledged Reaper and see her still living love once again. Fun looking game, I'm not gonna lie. It's a fun looking game, and I love it when games take inspiration from games I already like. I just want to see what's a little bit different, see what their take is on this game. There's a demo that's available if you want to try it before this game comes out on August the 20th. That is Grim Trials. Soap is a game that I've talked about at the end of this video that is coming out this month, that is already it has already come out, that you're excited for. Let me know down in the comments if there's a game in August that I need to check out, or if there's something that you're interested in. And again, I'm going to continue to say join the Good Game Lobby Discord, because there's always a fun time had in the Discord, a lot of fun people to interact with, and a lot of fun games to play as we go throughout every single game every month, and be a part of the community there, as well as other games that we're playing. If you want to talk tech, if you want to talk food, if you want to talk about pets, anything random, if you want to be a part of that community, jump into the Good Game Lobby Discord. Shout out to them as well, everybody in there, and a lot of people that I've talked about already on the number of different showcases that I've had. Be sure to check out September. There's a lot of games coming out in September, but hey, keep it locked here on the channel. If you want to see any of the other videos that I've done on the channel, be sure to check that out as they pop up at the end of this video. Thank you again so much for watching. My name is Chike, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.